Paul, these are firms that spend billions of dollars to protect themselves. This is not the average guy with his little office somewhere where an employee hits an email that they shouldn't. These are corporations that spend billions of dollars to protect themselves. And here's apparently they attacked technology that was old technology and old software. You can't even imagine this could happen in today's world.
See, that's the incredible part about this business model, Dominic. It's simplicity. It's not a matter of this really sophisticated hacking group coming in and trying to counter the encryption we have. They're simply exploiting basic human weakness.
Yeah, and when the workers arrived at one of the plants, in the Renault plants, normally the TVs that are at the plant show, direction from the company. But this morning, the TV screens that usually update staff on the company productivity had this message: a demand in French for $300 in ransom. The screens also showed 2 clocks counting down the time Renault had to deliver the payments before the factory files were deleted. I mean, this is crazy.
And it's only $300. No, why so low?
Because it's a pinprick. It's basically just saying, I'm just going to show you what I can do. I'm going to play with you. That's all it is at this point.
And how do you know that if you pay the $300 that it's really, this is the end of it?
You don't know. You really don't know. Now, history tells us over the last 3 years that we've been investigating this, that you pay, you get everything back. It's a big padlock that they'll put on. That's why what I was saying is that it's nothing new, but yet what we're about to see, this is just really in the embryonic stage of this business model taking off, because they realize now that they've done their vulnerability assessment, they see where we're vulnerable. Now start to watch that price come up and see how much more aggressive they are in not letting go.
And do you think this is going to contribute to, there's going to be more people going to try to do this now that they're seeing that this is a successful business model?
It was successful.
Yeah.
You can expect that, yes, especially since it's common knowledge about where we're weak. But the bottom line is, the positive part about this spin is the fact that we can clearly avoid this. If we go back to basics in the workplace, if we take our IT and we add an anti-crime method, what I mean by that is that we have to look at it through the eyes of the people that are breaking in. Not from our eyes, but from theirs. And train our employees monthly. Sending out certain information to them will train them on not to open certain information. I know it sounds overly simplistic, but that's the business model.
Some companies are forced to be shutting down because as you say, everything is directed by computers. But they're asking them, or they're demanding they pay in Bitcoin.
Absolutely, because
so that can't be traced.
And that's the part about this, Maria. As soon as they send you the message that they have taken control of your server, the very next thing they do is say, go open a Bitcoin account.
So does this play into the whole Bitcoin game where the governments finally step in and put a stop to it?
I would hope so. But, again, Dominic, this is nothing new for us. Bitcoin has been used last 5 years solid. We've been investigating cases involving Bitcoin. The government's done absolutely nothing about it.
How hard is it really to track these guys?
It's really not that hard. I mean, at the end of the day...
You think we'll find the perpetrators?
At the end of the day, if we put our effort to it and we muscle up to this thing, yes, we can certainly track this.
Now, Microsoft is announcing that they are releasing a patch so that they can actually, help companies push back on this. I don't know if that's going to be effective.
You know what it is, Maria? It's a Band-Aid that goes over that wound, but the wound is still going to occur. We have to go back to it from the beginning and make sure we don't let people gain access, because all that patch is going to do is fix something that's already broken. I mean, we've got to fix the system.
And they still have to go and install the patch, right? So if they don't go and install the patch, if the company doesn't go and install it, then you didn't create the patch.
Exactly. But, if you, again, go back to manufacturing. If that person on the other end is still not trained properly and they're opening up emails they shouldn't, I don't care what patch you have, you've just opened up the door. It's like put the best security system on, but if I leave the door open, well, then what difference does it make?
Right. A lot of people think about cybersecurity in terms of a home. You can lock all the doors, but if these guys still get in, they're in your home. So what's the risk for companies who have been attacked and maybe they paid the ransom, their stuff has been decrypted? But
the next step is making sure that they build a system, learn from your mistakes. Identify whether or not that code is already there. That's the big part. First step right now, organizations need to be assessing to see, is that code already in your system? If it is, remove it and harden it and fortify the system. But if you've already been hit, make sure that you educate, from an IT perspective, your corporate infrastructure to the extent that your backup is such that if, in fact, they put a padlock on the system, my system already exists here, and it exists there as well. It costs a little bit of money on the front end, but at the end of the day, it's much smarter business.
All right, we will leave it there. Paul, great insights. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Maria.
We'll be watching this. This is an incredible story. Paul Viollis there. We'll be right back.